live, so I will get connected. I am Khyati. I'm founder at CrafTangles. We do this weekly lives. Kind of the intro is getting boring now. I think I'll need to think of a new intro. But primarily we cater to adult crafting. So हम कुछ ना कुछ बनाते रहते हैं using adult related craft supplies. एंड वही हम कोशिश करते हैं हर हफ्ते ताकि इन केस यू हैव एनी क्वेरीज कि ये प्रोडक्ट कैसे यूज होता है या व्हाई यू गाइस यूज दिस एक्सेट्रा द प्राइमरी मोटो ऑफ दीज लाइव्स आर कि आप वो देखो कि व्हाई we are using this product and have a like two-way conversation where you can ask us all the questions, etc. So that's the idea behind this live. All the products that we use primarily is available on our website, which is www.crafted.com. Now we do this lives weekly, so it is very difficult कि हम हर live के नीचे products link करें and all that. So what we try and do is we give you product codes and the product names in the live, which if you search on our website, which is crafted.com, you'll find all the products there. So I hope basic intro लोगों को समझ आ गया. I know today is a Saturday, so I don't know how many people will join, but I hope people are able to join. And we are live on Instagram as well. I can see people have joined on Instagram. I hope I'm audible, visible. And yeah, let's get started. I'll add Paro into the live and then we can kick off. And then of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask, etc. Hello, Parvati.
Hello.
Okay. You are visible
Hello
and
everyone.
audible as well.
Chalo, great. Hello everyone.
Okay, Kavita
काफी टाइम
confirms audible and visible.
ग्रेट ग्रेट.
Yes.
इसमें कुछ अलाइनमेंट ऊपर नीचे के जगह साइड
हाँ
बाय
हाँ
साइड
हाँ
दिख रहा है क्या?
यूट्यूब में साइड बाय साइड है. इंस्टा पे ऊपर नीचे
ओके.
ताकि वो
ठीक है.
हॉरिजॉन्टल और वर्टिकल दोनों की है ताकि मैक्सिमम दिखे वैसा.
ओके ओके बिकॉज आई कांट सी योर स्क्रीन एट ऑल नाउ. आई कैन सी जस्ट माइन.
अच्छा, आई एक्चुअली पुट यू ऑन द टॉप एंड माई सेल्फ ऑन द डाउन ताकि इंस्टा पे किसी को ना दिखे तो. बट आई कैन सी मतलब दोनों चल रहे हैं. इसीलिए मैं हमेशा
ठीक है
मेरा नीचे कर लेती हूँ.
ठीक है ग्रेट. ओके. एज लॉन्ग एज सब दिख रहे हैं इट्स
हाँ
ऑल गुड.
हाँ, इंस्टा भी ऑन है मेरा और यूट्यूब भी. आई थिंक मेरे को दिख रहा है तो सही होगा.
ठीक है. चलो. Great. So,
कविता से
I
हैप्पी न्यू ईयर.
हैप्पी न्यू ईयर क्या? हमने
नहीं,
जान में भी
जनवरी में
लाइव
किया
नहीं.
किया किया लाइव. स्नेहा के साथ नहीं हुआ है.
हाँ. हैप्पी न्यू ईयर एनीवेज कविता. मैं भी एकदम से
बिलेटेड
सोच रहा थी.
वैलेंटाइंस.
मैं भी एकदम से सोच रहा कि भाई साहब इस साल कुछ नहीं किया क्या?
हाँ, नहीं नहीं है. स्नेहा का नहीं हुआ
चल.
अब तक खाता. स्नेहा का खाता मंगलवार खुलेगा.
हाँ. हैप्पी न्यू ईयर एनीवेज कविता. तो
यस, सो प्लीज
आई
गो अहेड.
एम थिंकिंग ऑफ डूइंग अ मिक्स मीडिया प्रोजेक्ट. काफी टाइम से लेयरिंग वगैरह नहीं किया था तो टिल 5 minutes बैक आई वाज थिंकिंग ऑफ अ जर्नल पेज ओनली. एकदम से मुझे अंदर से वो बुलावा आया कि नहीं लेट्स डू दिस. तो मैं चीजें उठा उठा के बीच बीच में करती रहूंगी. होपफुली वी हैव अ गुड लेआउट एंड अ प्रोजेक्ट. सो लेट्स होप. मैं चीजें रख रही हूँ एंड वील गेट स्टार्टेड.
यस यस, डेफिनेटली. ठीक है.
Okay, I'll select my camera.
यप यप. पहले आपको, देन यू वांट टू टॉक अबाउट व्हाट प्रोडक्ट्स यू आर यूजिंग एटसेट्रा, देन आई विल स्टार्ट.
Okay. So till now मेरे को ज्यादा आइडिया नहीं है मेन क्या चीज यूज करना है वो. दैट आई नो. Rest of the things just kept random things right now. This is the uh, pre-cut stickers that I'll be using. I want to make a fantasy celestial kind of a you know mixed media palette. So this is a MDF base that I have. So इस palette के ऊपर this will be my base and we'll build up layers on top of it. I'll be using the pre-cut stickers. So I thought प्रीकट स्टिकर से हमने काफ़ी जर्नल्स और वैसे चीज़ें करी है।
राइट।
सो लेट मी यूज़ इट इन mixed media project is what I thought. Let's see how it goes. So yeah.
ठीक है। सो मैंने, इफ यू गाइज रिमेम्बर, आर्ट कास्ट किया था अपने लास्ट लाइव में अनामिका के साथ. सो आई हैड poured it into the tray molds and then I had done Valentine. बट मुझे पेपर क्राफ्टिंग मैंने बहुत एक्सप्लोजन बॉक्स वगैरह रील वगैरह डाली थी बैक टू बैक. एंड आई हैड ऑफ कोर्स डन 2 art journal pages again with a lot of reds and pinks. So I still wanted to do some red and pinks, but not those paper crafting and all those things that I did. So I decided to do this, if you would have seen my last live, and that is where I did this marble pour and I decided to make a pot. And then I also made these 2 tray molds, जिसके मैं अगला live आज, जिसके बारे में I want to do decoupage on Artcast and create like a trinket tray. So I'll be doing decoupage. One tray I want to do decoupage and one I want to do transfer. So I'll see, काफी ambitious है. अगर दोनों आज होएगा तो आज, वरना we'll do one today and one next week. So we'll see how it goes. And as I had said, I would demold this with you guys. Now I did not demold this immediately for people who are wondering. That is because इसमें बहुत length था. If you remember, this was almost 250 grams to 300 grams हमने pour किया था. एंड ऐसे में फिर जितना डीप मोल्ड होता है, आई प्रिफर कीपिंग इट लाइक एटलीस्ट 8 hours. इवन दो डी मोल्डिंग नॉर्मली हम लोग जो ये छोटे मोल्ड होते हैं, कोस्टर मोल्ड होते हैं, वो 30 मिनट में कर लेते हैं. ठीक है. टूटने का चांसेस से भी ज्यादा वो तभी कच्चा होता है. तो अगर आप थोड़ा भी हाथ आपका स्ट्रांग हो जाए, लाइक व्हेन यू आर डी मोल्डिंग, अगर आपने हाथ कड़क रखा, तो देर इज अ चांस दैट इट विल ब्रेक. एंड आई डिड नॉट वांट टू डू दैट. सो for the sake of transparency, even if I would have done it without live, I would have kept it at least 6 to 8 hours. So normally what I do is at the end of the day, I pour in such molds and then next morning I demold. So that is my idea. ठीक है. मैंने just because अपना अगले हफ्ते लाइव था ही, I decided मैं लाइव में ही अनमोल्ड कर लूँ. So now you can see एकदम कड़क हो गया.
Just for people who are wondering what I'm doing, I'm adding a layer of black gesso. This is CrafTangles black gesso. This will be my base, and over it, I'll add in the colors I want. Mostly, I'll be going with chalk paints. So, this is the first layer for us. This will ensure that my base is prepped properly and no additional colors are seeping into the base unnecessarily.
And then we will again reshape it back.
मुझे एक्चुअली आपका दिख नहीं रहा है.
No
सो
worries, no
आई
worries. मेरे
सो
को दिख रहा है, सब सही चल रहा है, तुम टेंशन मत लो.
नहीं, आई एम नॉट इवन एबल टू कमेंट कि क्या
अच्छा,
कैसे
नो
क्या
वरीज,
है.
नो वरीज. अभी वो एक्चुअली हम लोग भी ट्राई, आज फर्स्ट लाइव है जिसमें हम लोग ये ट्राई कर रहे थे. बिकॉज
ओके.
यूट्यूब पे नॉर्मली क्या, वी हैव रियलाइज दैट हॉरिजॉन्टल does better, like at least from the perspective of our customers. So we wanted to try a horizontal one.
हाँ ओके
इसके लिए
ओके.
एज ऑलवेज आप बाद में देख लेना. जो हम लोग करते रहते
तो
हैं.
अब दूसरे में क्या एटलीस्ट बीच बीच में ऐसे एक नजर तो मार सकते हैं
राइट,
कि
राइट.
अब
एंड
मेरे
आई
को
नो इट्स
बिल्कुल
वियर्ड.
भी हाँ.
आई नो इट्स वियर्ड, बट यस, आई डोंट नो ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है. मे बी वो प्रॉबेबली जूम इन हो गया होगा शायद, या जूम आउट होके कुछ हो सके. तो आई डोंट नो क्यों ऐसा हो रहा है. So this is how it looks. I am really happy with how this has turned out. Extremely shiny. And next time what I'll do better is कि since मैंने first time किया है, you can see यहाँ पे एक layer आपको अलग दिखेगी. That is because इतना pour करके मेरा खत्म हो गया था और फिर मैंने इतना pour किया था. Next time मैं ज्यादा बना के ही पूरा pour करूंगी ताकि वो ऐसे differentiation ना दिखे. मोटा मोटा नहीं दिख रहा है, बट फिर भी मुझे दिख रहा है क्योंकि मैंने वैसे किया है, तो आई हैव प्रायर नॉलेज एंड एज यू कैन सी सुपर स्ट्रॉन्ग, ठीक है। बट अगर आप ये बोलोगे कि क्या क्या इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग है कि मैं उसको पहले माले से फेंक दूं तो टूटेगा नहीं, तो डेफिनेटली टूटेगा। वैसे रेजन भी टूटता है फॉर पीपल हु डोंट नो। So you have to, of course, be careful, but at the same time, it is super strong. So this is what I demolded, and this is what for how I made this, how I casted this. You can check out our last live, which is available on YouTube, Facebook, and Insta, wherever you guys are comfortable. Okay, we do live on all the three channels. Thank you, Vandana Rao. Thank you, Pradnya. Hello. Layers भी अच्छे लग रहे हैं. Thank you so much. I mean, you won't believe the kind of shine and the smoothness that I have gotten. एंड दैट इज वाई आई से कि आपको प्रैक्टिस करना है तब तक आप सीमेंट में करो, बट अगर आप गिफ्टिंग और सेलिंग कर रहे हो तो यू नो डोंट यूज सीमेंट एंड डोंट यूज इवन जिप्सम पाउडर बिकॉज यू विल नॉट गेट द क्वालिटी एंड द फिनिश। बट अगर ऑफकोर्स बजट कंस्टेंट है तो आई वुड नॉट कॉमेंट, बट ट्राई एंड यूज this or things like jasmonite in itself. You will see the difference. Like, do you see the shine on this product? And do you see this line is what I was talking about? That if I will do it correctly next time, do you see? यहाँ पे वो लाइन दिख रही, तो मुझे दिख रही है, शायद दूर से इतनी ना पता चले किसी को, बट मेरे अंदर को आई हैव प्रॉब्लम्स तो आई कैन सी। सो दिस इज हाउ इट लुक्स। ओके, सो दिस वाज द बॉक्स। Thank you. Yes. So now you can actually use it like a cookie box. You could put candies and all for Valentine's, or you could have made like a candle box out of it also. It would have made very beautiful base for a candle as well, you know, and it would have been completely eco-friendly. Hello, Emmanuel. We can decorate it by, yeah, of course. You know, I normally like to keep it as is, but you could have of course put like a golden like, you know, some kind of topping here which would have easily made you open it. You could have made it out of raisin mold and then put it, or you could have of course added things like pearls, etc. Thank you guys. So yes, that was the box that I made and demolded. Now this is the tray, you know, that I was talking about. This is what we made on the same live using our tray molds. Okay. Again, all these molds, the art cards that I spoke about, etc., everything is available on the website. The only step जो मैंने prep करके रखा है, yeah, you could have probably added a lace here also. I was just thinking to hide this border, you know, I could have probably added a thin layer of lace so that nobody will know, and then add a flower. Okay. But don't be me. Make sure you add like proper amount. So what I discussed after trying out is, since that was my first try on that mold as well, that you need approximately 250 to 300 grams of material that we used, right? So use that amount itself, then you'll not have this border issue. Okay. So one step that I have done in preparation of this tray mold is that I have added a coat of white gesso on it. So this is what I have used. I've added a coat of white gesso simply because I plan to do decoupage on top of it, and I'm going to use glue, etc. on top of it. And as you all know, that art cast, MDF, all these surfaces are porous by nature. Porous मतलब कि अगर आप ग्लू वगैरह या कुछ भी डालोगे, it will get soaked into the bases. इसीलिए what and whatever, let's say you add sprays, paints, etc., everything it will get soaked, right? So that is why even Parvati is using gesso. She's using black gesso. I have used white gesso. That's the only difference. Okay. And the napkin that I'm going to use for decoupage is called Wildflower 7, and the code number is 67. So I plan to like create a whole garden of you know, these kind of flowers. We'll see how it goes. I have a idea in mind and we will see if it comes out as I'm visualizing. Yeah. So I want to make it like a happy tree.
I am just adding gesso for the elements. सारे में मैं ब्लैक जेसो का एक कोट लगा रही हूँ, whatever I think I'll be using.
Okay.
So just in case people are wondering कि सब कुछ काला क्या दिख रहा है, क्यों हो रहा है.
No
So
worries.
these these are all just layers. and parts of what I intend to put on my project.
Great. Thank you, Emmanuel. What is Parvati making? Pradnya is asking you.
I am making a celestial or a fantasy theme mixed media project. ये है हमारा focal elements इससे आएंगे. Rest of the layering I'll be doing using some resin elements, some MDF elements, some chipboard elements, ऐसे अलग अलग elements basically.
Great. As always, guys, if you have any query, please feel free to, question below. I'm also kind of very excited to make this project. So you may hear less commentary from me today. Because I'm very excited. Like, I was actually waiting for 4 p.m. to, like, 4 कब बजेगा मुझे actually ये project करना था. And I was resisting myself कि ख्याति morning में नहीं करना है. You have to show it in the live. That's
मेरा
super
तो अभी
excited.
बना प्लान. Till
I know.
like past 5 minutes ago I was fixed on a you know art journal page कि मुझे
Hmm.
आर्ट जर्नल बनाना है. 2 पेज जर्नल करूंगी.
Right.
उसमें भी मैंने दो अलग अलग वो करके रखा था कि या तो ये या तो ये. एंड एकदम लास्ट मोमेंट में मेरा दिमाग थोड़ा फिर गया है. एंड आई डिसाइडेड दैट आई विल डू समथिंग एल्स ऑल टुगेदर. तो देखते हैं.
Nice,
इट्स
but
बीन अ लॉन्ग टाइम एक्चुअली.
yeah, it's been a long time you have done mixed
प्रॉपर.
media.
हाँ, और मेरे को थोड़ा ब्लैक एंड गोल्ड और ये सब में करने का बहुत ज्यादा ऐसे खुजली हो रही थी तो.
And the sticker is also perfect that way. You'll be able to
हाँ.
use gold and blues. I'm excited to see what will be the outcome. Happy to hear that, Kavita. So yes, now actually before I do that, I completely forgot. There are so many things in going on in my mind that I always tend to forget. We have done a new pseudo launch on the side. We will be posting about it today, but you'll be able to see the products on website. So one of the main major thing that we did, which people have been asking us for almost a year or 2 year now, is getting patent papers back in stock. I know Parvati was also one of those people.
Yes.
So, so we have gotten patent papers back in stock. All the old running designs that were really, you guys like. And apart from that, we have released 4 new patent papers, extremely affordable in 6 by 6 and 12 by 12. So 6 by 6 is going to be for 175 rupees and 24 sheets of 6 by 6, 12 designs, so two per design. And 12 by 12 is going to be, I think, 249 rupees. It is going to be 12 sheets, so one sheet per design. And similar of those shades, we have also launched sticker rolls because the designs were so yummy. I wanted to do them in sticker rolls. So sticker rolls have also been launched. Again, everything is available on our website, guys. If you go and check it out, you'll find like the photos of all the designs, etc. So this will be going in the next kit of my DPs. And since we did not do like a proper launch, I thought I'll show you some of the things today and some of the things I'll show you in the next slide because I don't want to like hog the complete live in the new launch. So this is called Floral Collage Pink. Now how you look at the strips, right? ऐसे ही 6 by 6 and 12 by 12 के pattern papers भी आएंगे. Of course, the scale and everything changes and the size also changes. That I'll show you in my next live with Sneha. But Paro and Sneha, you guys are going to love this new launch.
अभी तो मेरे लिए अभी भी
हाँ, I
मिस्टिक
know, I
है.
know. Right now you cannot see, इसलिए I'm not kind of
मेरा
saying
तो
anything.
ऐसा मन हो रहा है कि एक और कोई स्क्रीन ला के रख ताकि आई गेट टू सी एटलीस्ट दिस.
True, true, true. And you guys will love it. Trust me. I know. I know you guys. So I know you guys are going to love it. So this is called Floral Collage Blue. Okay. Then we have floral collage purple. So this is all botanicals in the shades of purple. So very similar to our collage elements if you would have seen our sticker rolls. But उसमें क्या cut करने का था. This is like a complete background that you can use. So this is floral collage purple. And then you have floral collage green. So this has a lot of like greeneries and white flowers in it that you can use. Again, trust me, this is one of the best sticker roll collection we have launched. Unfortunately, we did not do a main live because we really wanted to launch it. But you should be able to see it in our upcoming projects, etc. So definitely, the projects will come. Don't worry. And projects will come from all of us. And in my next live, which is on Tuesday at 4 p.m. with Sneha, I'll be showing you the pattern papers of these designs. Okay. Sorry to take few minutes from your precious life for the launch, but I was so excited to show you guys the same.
ये
So
तो
now I have
cheating हुआ मेरे साथ तो cheating हुआ
no no.
I I couldn't see it. मैं
मैं
पहले
photos भेजूंगी
जाके what is
after
this
the live.
21 minutes 23 seconds से पहले जाके सबसे पहले खिसका के देखूंगी कि क्या क्या हुआ है.
हाँ नहीं नहीं you guys are going to love it and I was actually हमने ये we launched it on today's Saturday, right? We launched it on Thursday. So ऐसा
Oh,
भी नहीं है कि मैंने मतलब I was dying to send you guys, but I was like ख्याति लाइव में दिखाना कुछ तो मतलब सब कुछ ही दिखा देती है तू. I'm always so excited for my launches. I
obviously.
feel.
And you should be.
हाँ, I know. बट ऐसा
It
कभी-कभी मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि पीपल विल बी थिंकिंग कितना कितना क्रेज़ी हो जाती है अपने लाइफ को लेके ऐसा अलग
अगर
दुनिया बना
अगर
लेती
वो
है।
अगर वो क्रेजीनेस नहीं है तो फिर क्या मजा है.
हाँ, वो भी है।
It will be like a monotonous 9 to 5 kind of a job.
या
उसी से
या
बचने के लिए you started this. You
राइट
should have that excitement all the
या
while.
ट्रू. So Pranaya says looking good and the pattern paper will look beautiful. Pattern paper is absolutely pretty. Like I cannot tell you guys enough. I know when look ke piche I'm going to ask them to make samples and all in my upcoming lives and all when the kit goes out. Trust me, it's going to be like a mixed media and journal lovers paradise kind of a thing. Of course, can be used traditionally also. Yes, I'm just fine tuning and deciding, okay, where should I put what. So I'm kind of removing all the excess white beforehand. So Kavita says, lovely designs. Mixed media by Parvati after a long time.
Yeah.
And she says, Parvati के लिए भी ये launch surprise था.
Yes. अभी भी सरप्राइज है. You guys have seen it. I have not seen it.
True. Yeah. This is how it's gonna go. Mota mota. I'm gonna cut thoda sa part of the greenery and all, but we'll first start and see. But this is how the placement is. Yeah.
So I am gessoing all the elements in the first go itself because these things, no, ये intricate designs वगैरह, it'll take time to dry out, and later I need to add in waxes या colors. I don't want the gesso to mix with whatever I'm adding. So I want them to be completely dry before I add in the next layers. That's the reason why I am adding the gesso in first go itself. Do excuse my screen with all black stuff,
Yeah.
but
But
ये
then you
जरूर
will see the whole thing coming together by the end of it.
yeah,
That's the beauty of mixed media. But
correct.
you need to have patience. Beauty
Yes.
of mixed media. Yeah. So as I have already said, I have added a generous layer of white gesso on top of it. So just to make sure that when I put glue and varnish, art cast will not soak in all the material, ठीक है? Because art cast by nature is porous. So ये हमें बहुत ध्यान रखना है. इसीलिए I have done gesso. If normally you just coat a thing of like you put a top coat on top of it, it's fine. Since I plan to do decoupage on top of it, I have coated it with a white gesso. Only here inside, like on the top and inside. Yeah.
I'll just quickly wash this and come back.
Yeah. No worries. Where is my tissue? So I'm just getting things ready. I'll take some glue. So I'm going to first put the tops because at the bottom I don't know what is going to be the height, right? So first I will eyeball and put my top part of the wildflowers. Again, these napkins are extremely transparent for people who are seeing them for the first time. So if you would have seen it on a black, they become dull, right? But if you put it on a white, they become vibrant. So you have to make sure, since these are translucent because the paper is so thin, you have to use it on a white or a light background. Okay. Please don't do a rookie mistake and try to directly use it on a black or some dark color. I'm just trying to this. Then with a very light hand, now I'll put the glue on the bottom part.
I am going to add in my chalk pens now. The first one I'm using is Blue Velvet.
Now I'm going to remove all the excess. So you can see using my nails, I'm just kind of show. Yeah. So I'm using my nails, kind of breaking the paper with my nails. Removing all the excess bits of paper. So now we'll continue the same thing on the other side.
I'm just using a normal sponge dauber and just adding the color randomly. We'll create a um, galaxy kind of a background.
Okay.
We'll be adding in different colors.
Mm,
This will be my first color.
great. So Kavita says nails of Khyati biting stopped. Kaise tips do? Thank you guys. This broke unfortunately just yesterday, but the rest are all intact. So I don't know. I just अंदर से मेरा आवाज आया कि ख्याति you also need to have pretty hands because you show your hands in the reels and lives. So don't show those yucky hands, and then it worked out somehow. So I guess the motivation was reels, Kavita, and not having anybody comment that what are those hands and troll me in public.
हे भगवान!
Seriously, I mean, I would have expected somebody to comment that. Oh God, your nails, you have such bad habit. That hand looks atrocious. मुझे ऐसा लगा था कोई ना कोई तो बोलेगा मेरा हाथ पहले वाली लाइव्स देख के.
नहीं यार, ऐसे कुछ नहीं है। हम कितना सोचते हैं, नहीं?
हाँ. नहीं, but that I mean it happened for the good. I left a very bad habit.
नहीं, नहीं, दैट इज़ फॉर श्योर कि मतलब
हाँ.
वो अच्छी बात है कि यू
हाँ, बट
हैव
इतना
लेफ्ट
नहीं
इट।
सोचना चाहिए. That's
हाँ,
also.
इतना नहीं सोचना।
बट तुम कितना भी बोलो ना कि मैं नहीं सोचूंगी, देयर आर सर्टेन थिंग्स जो तुम सोचते ही हो. लाइक
या ट्रू,
यू
ट्रू।
वुडंट, आई मीन आई एम श्योर मोस्ट ऑफ अस वुड नॉट डेयर टू वट एवर वी वेयर एट नाइट, और एकदम ऐसा घर वाले कपड़े पहन के बाहर नहीं जाएंगे.
हाँ, नहीं, 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 बस
कितना भी like I am one of the worst dressed person you'll ever find. I don't put a lot of effort in my clothing. Okay. I don't like also. So I'm completely fine. Like my mother is, she puts so much effort, even today. Like she's 74 and she's well dressed than me. If she's like, ha, mujhe, like today we are going out, and she already would have like two dresses from which she'll finalize one dress, and then she'll have jewelry for that dress and all that. And I'm like, जो मेरे हाथ में आया पहला मैं पकड़ के निकल के पहन के निकल गई. For my mom, I am like one of the biggest disappointment. She's like, ख्याति कभी तो कुछ तो effort डाल ले. I'm like, मम्मी मैं आ रही हूँ ना. Then my
आ रही
father
हूँ वही
comes to
बहुत
my
बड़ी बात
rescue.
है।
हाँ, my father comes to my rescue के ठीक है ना, उसको जो पहनने का पहनने देना. तेरे को कोई बोल रहा है तू 2 घंटा लगाती है तो तू कर ना. So it's like that. Even my thankfully Gaurav also doesn't mind that. But I imagine, having a husband जिसको मतलब who is antithesis of you in that ways. So
या
I'm
या
very thankful. He is also like me. So for him it doesn't matter.
दैट्स
That's it.
नाइस।
But yes,
सबको
biting
अपना-अपना
is that.
पर्सनैलिटी होता है यार।
हाँ, तो बाइटिंग मैंने इसके लिए छोड़ा बाय द वे, एंड आई गेस इट वर्क. अभी मेरे को ऐसा, मैं मेरी मम्मी को वो दिन दिखा रही थी तो मेरे को बोलती है नकली नेल्स लगा के आई. आई सेड नो, ये मेरे 2 महीने की मेहनत है, 1.5-2 महीने की. बोलती है, अच्छा. मैंने बोला हाँ मस्त लग रहे हैं. तो मैंने बोला वाह.
शी वुड बी हैप्पी फाइनली इसको थोड़ा-सा अक्ल आ
When I was in my college and all, she used to tell me, Kathy, why do you bite your nails? Why don't you be like other females who wear like, different shades of nail pins and all that? I'm like, Mama, it's okay. I'm an engineering student. I don't get, not saying that people don't do it, but I don't have time and energy in my life to do all that. Then
या
she was like, in my job also, she used to tell, Kathy, you should, you know, present yourself better. You work in an investment bank. I'm like, ठीक है mama, I am a coder. I'm not an investment banker. It's okay. I don't have to back clients.
अगर आप होते भी ना, तो भी मेरे को लगता है कि यू वुड हैव सेड समथिंग ऑन सिमिलर लाइन्स।
हाँ,
बिकॉज़ वो
true.
पर्सनैलिटी होता है, यू आर अ ट्रू टॉमबॉय, है
Yeah,
ना?
yeah. Yeah, yeah. Even today also, I have more guys friend than girls friends.
या
And like my family knows that about me कि इसको किसी के साथ jump. All my good female friends are from crafting industry, except my one JP Morgan friend. Okay, so I have been asked, Kathy, can you say in short how to use an entire big napkin without air bubbles? Last time I tore the beach scenery. Okay, so let me just get a napkin from my stash and come back. Give me a minute.
So for people wondering, ये second color कौन सा है? It is French rose. So we are building that galaxy kind of a background.
हेलो।
हेलो, हाँ ख्याति।
ओके। ओके। आपको कुछ बताना, आप बता दो, फिर मेरे को थोड़ा 5 मिनट लगेगा इसके लिए।
नहीं नहीं, आई वाज जस्ट टेलिंग द कलर नेम। सेकंड कलर का नाम मैंने नहीं बताया था। So
अच्छा,
I
बोल
just
दो,
told
बोलो। अच्छा,
the
हो गया।
second color,
विच इज द
French.
कलर?
It was French rose. This
राइट।
one.
पिंकी पिंकी।
Yeah, and now I'm adding lemon drop. और उसके बाद में I'll be adding a bit of touch
अच्छा,
of
फाइन।
aloe.
So it's kind of like a galaxy vibes
Oh,
though.
yeah, yeah.
So Kavita says, I am also like Khyati. Husband says, तेरे में लड़कियों के जीन है ही नहीं, वो तो मेरा वाला भी बोलता है। And she's like, I hate doing makeup. I'm really bad at it. If I do makeup, I look ugly. वो तो मेरे को गौरव ने भी बोला है, please don't do makeup. You look good as is. Don't ruin it with makeup. So I don't do it. Anyways. And I would do it very badly. I mean, I appreciate females who can do really good makeup. It's a skill and a talent. Unfortunately, I don't have it. And I'm okay with not having it. Okay.
मेरा
So,
मैं खुद
हाँ
से
बोलो।
कर सकती हूँ मेकअप.
हाँ।
Like if I do it myself, I look fine.
हम्म,
But if I go to a parlor, get ready, I look
हम्म,
terrible. मतलब मैं literally भूत बन जाती हूँ. I've tried it only very मतलब दो तीन चार बार कुछ किया होगा. वो
हम्म।
तीन चार बार जब भी मैंने किया, I've looked like a ghost. So I no longer do it.
नो,
जो
एक्चुअली
है
है ना, मैंने एक ही बार शादी में और रिसेप्शन में करवाया था. व्हाट आई हैव रियलाइज्ड इज एयर ब्रशिंग करवाओ ना, वही अच्छा होता है, विच आई नो
मेरे
नॉर्मल में
मेरे
नहीं
साथ
करवाओगे.
एक्चुअली दिक्कत ये है कि माय कॉम्प्लेक्शन इज ऑन अ
हाँ,
डस्कियर साइड.
राइट, राइट.
एंड पीपल
फाउंडेशन का
डोंट नो.
शेड का लफड़ा.
हाँ, दे डोंट नो. दे जस्ट थिंक, मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल दे जस्ट थिंक कि वाइट वॉश कर दो.
राइट,
एंड
राइट, राइट.
वाइट वॉशिंग इज नॉट द राइट सोल्यूशन, राइट?
हाँ.
यू हैव टू एनहांस वॉट एवर यू हैव. तो
हम्म.
आई लाइक माई कॉम्प्लेक्शन.
या.
तो उसको मैं जाके ये जरूर बोलती हूँ कि आई डोंट वांट टू बी वाइट गोस्ट. मेरा सेम कलर अगर इफ यू कैन मेंटेन दैट देन डू इट, अदरवाइज प्लीज डोंट.
हाँ, हाँ. नहीं, नहीं, एक्चुअली ट्रू. ये मेरे साथ ये रिसेप्शन में कर दिया था उसने. मतलब मैं हूँ उससे 4 शेड ज़्यादा व्हाइट लगा दिया था, एंड आई वाज़, मतलब इतना गंदा हुआ था, उसके ऊपर से चमकीले चड़कते-भड़कते वो आई शैडो और वो सब लगा दिए थे. आई वाज़ सो डिसअपॉइंटेड. आई सेड, "बाबा, मैं अगली बार नहीं करा रही तेरे से, कोई मेरे को पैसा देगा तो भी." I was so irritated. Okay. So now we'll talk about the steps on how to do the complete napkin on a bigger surface. So let's say अगर यही paper पे, if I would have been doing a bigger surface, right? Also, Vandana, we have old lives where we have done like the entire A4 pay, we have transferred it. So you could probably check out the Decoupage napkin playlist also. I'll give you a small thing, but you can check out that also. So you'll get more information. So there is a playlist in our uh, uh, YouTube channel, Crafted or Khyati Kothari, named Decoupage Napkin. Okay, and in that you'll go, you'll find a tutorial where I have done that. Let me see if I can show it to you. As you know, वो ज़्यादा easy हो जाएगा. And then of course I'll talk about it also. So in this playlist tab, you will find this playlist, which is called CrafTangles Decoupage Napkin or tissue paper, right? In that, you'll find all the napkins, okay, under Crafted in the playlist, CrafTangles Decoupage tissue or napkin, okay? And basically, what I do is, first of all, don't think so much, because the more you think, your hands will move. Okay, don't be scared to do it. Okay, so initially, first do it on a project where it would be okay if you ruin it. So normally, what I do is I start first on diaries and all to practice. because there if one project is gone, it's fine. It's a background which I can later on use in my diaries. What you do is whatever base you are using. Let's say if you are using MDF or even diary paper, like how I have used, मेरा वो diary में बना explosion box के नीचे पर अपना वाला. So this one, right? So वही खुल गया. So what I did was I applied a layer of gesso. Okay. So whatever you put on top of it doesn't soak in and it doesn't dry very quickly. One of the biggest reason why you are not able to stick is that. Okay. In this, the folder method will become a little tricky. So what you have to do is start from left to right or top to bottom. इतने area को glue करो, like how I did in my today's project also. Where did I keep it? Okay, but what I did in today's project is I started at top and then I added bottom, right? So same thing here. What I did was I started from here. I so I applied glue. Then I mota I did the center of the napkin like so. Let's say mota, I found the center of my napkin, which is this, right? I applied glue here. Then with a very light hand, making sure that my layer, my center is properly aligned, right? And I'll apply this strip. Okay. Then like holding this, take brush and keep on sliding and making sure that you don't get wrinkles. So only this patta will be done. Then what you do is again fold it like this, apply glue, take that part, apply glue, take that part. So for A5 side or the half side of the napkin, you are doing it in 3 parts. Same thing you do here. Once you get experience, you can do it completely in one go. But initially, do it in small strips. Okay. Once you get confidence, do entire thing in one go. So you can see this video. It is again in the same playlist. This was done, I think, sometime in December. This is the entire napkin that I have. So this both side is a complete napkin. So you'll get an idea. I hope this helps. If not, I will try and do it in future. One of the live. So I still have some leftover paper here. So I'm just removing that with my nails.
I'm just layering my colors and getting my galaxy background almost ready.
So this is how the entire thing looks. Okay. Now we'll be doing some stamping, etc. But I'll let this dry. Meanwhile, I have other tray. I'll work on that. Okay. Great. Happy to hear that, Vandana. You're most welcome. So what I'm going to do is, basically I did a like eyeballing the paper, what is going to be inside the tray. Okay. So I put a piece of paper inside and then I kind of folded it in the inside and it gave me this shape. Okay. Then I use this shape to cut out a trans. That's all I have done and prepped and kept ready. Everything else I'll do today. But what I did was I kind of put in a paper and just pushed it. That gave me the shape of the inside. And then I cut it. And that is how I created this kind of a, what would I say? I don't know. The shape of the inside of that. Okay. Today I don't know, I am not able to speak for God's sake. आज मेरा बहुत ही दिक्कत हो रही है. लिंक की भी ऊपर नीचे कर रही हूँ. I'm sorry. So the transfer sheet that I'll be using is called Peacocks. It's number 104, TTDTS-104. It's called Peacock. It has this beautiful peacock here. And then of course it had all the extra things which I kind of did not use. And this I'll probably use in one of the later projects. So I thought this will look very pretty, right? So I have decided to transfer this and then I'll probably do one more tray with stickers. Okay, and then what I am planning to do is I'm planning to seal this with liquid glaze. You could, of course, use varnish. So I'll talk about that also. But that I'll probably do in my next live because I'll have to let this naturally dry. Yeah. So for transfers, for people who are watching transfers for the first time, using transfers is very easy. Again, one thing that I have done is I have prepped this with white gesso. Okay. Because I don't want water, etc., to seep into my base. Okay. Now I'm just cleaning it properly so that there is no dust or anything. And then we'll start using transfer. So how transfer works is it will go ulta. So whatever is here, you will not see it like this. It's going to go like this. So the face is not going to be here. The face is going to be here. Okay. First things first. So the most important thing. Then these, just like napkins, are translucent in nature, meaning semi-transparent, meaning they will not look good on a black background. They'll look good on a white or a light background. Okay. So always remember that. So first, let me see this.
So I'm almost done with my background.
Pure Kavita, please go ahead.
Pretty
I'll
happy with whatever
okay.
I've got abhi tak. The colors are popping out pretty nicely.
Yeah, they look lovely. So now I actually had to get up to make sure that this is aligned properly and watch it from a distance. So I was just doing that. And now once I'm stuck, I'm making sure there are zero bubbles in the center, right? Using my fingers, I'm just applying a lot of pressure. Actually, I'm going to do one or two more trays with stickers in one of my life. I'm really wanting to do that for like Women's Day or something. Let's see. Because we have very lovely stickers for like self love and all.
Yeah, we have a lot of female
Yeah.
character
Boss lady and all. Yeah.
a lot of them.
Yeah. So I think they'll go really good on such kind of a trinket tray and then gift it to your friends. Yeah. So now I'm taking water and applying it liberally. Yeah. So I'll have to go again and again. As soon as the water starts reacting, it will take a couple of seconds and you will see the design showing through.
I'm just edging my palette with some black gesso again, just to get वो थोड़ा sharp look.
Acha. So I'll give it like 10 seconds or 15 seconds before I remove it. Take the excess water off, just so that it's easier for me to work with. Now what I'm doing is enough. Because there's no space from where I can put my fingers and do it. So I'm just trying to get it to slide automatically rather than peel the design. Give it another few seconds. Done. So now I'll take another tissue. That one is already wet. And with a very light hand, I'll start dabbing things. Okay. So as to remove all the excess moisture, because we don't want things to start cracking up, right? We want to avoid that. The more it stays in contact with water, the water transfer sheet, the more it will break. Okay. So if that is the look that you want, I have already done a live or a video on it where it gets that natural cracks. You could actually do that by keeping it in water. Okay. Here I don't want it. So I'll immediately wipe off all the water. Right. फिर भी यहाँ देखो एक बबल रह गया था तो एक हल्का सा क्रैक डेवलप हो गया. Do you see that? So यहाँ पे हल्का सा क्रैक आया. We'll cover it up, but I just wanted you guys to see that it happens.
So guys, I'm done with my base colors. Next, I'm adding a layer of stencil. The stencil I'm using is from Stamperia. This is the stencil.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite stencil of Safira.
Yeah, this
Always say
is
this.
I
Alchemist, I
have
think.
yeah, Alchemist series का है ये. This is one of my favorites as well. I've used it a lot and I tend to use it a lot.
Yeah.
And I'll be passing in some gold texture paste through it.
Now you can see it is edge to edge. So you could have kept it as is also. But I'm going to try my hands on blending and creating a similar shade. I mean, it's a risk, but I'm going to take that risk. So while this dries, we'll first complete that and then we'll come to blending this part if we have time today. If not, we'll do this in the next slide. Okay. So today we are making most by multitasking. So now I'm going to do some stamping, plain old stamping, but I'm going to do second generation stamping. So what does that mean is I want a very light gray kind of a color. I don't want black color. Okay. But in permanent ink pen, I only have black color. So what can I do? So you'll see what I can do. So by the way, this is the ink pad that I'm using. We sell this on our website. We sell all the brands like Tim Holtz, other brands as well. Personal favorite is this. It's been like more than 5 years old, this ink pad. So this is that old packaging that they had. And I have not yet refilled it. I take it to my classes also where I have to use waterproofing. And this is waterproof. So personally, one of my favorite brand. Okay.
Versifying, yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, yeah. Nothing beats this.
okay. So I'll talk about it in a minute, Vandana. Just give me a minute. I'll complete the stamping explanation first. So what I did was I inked it with black color. I will remove this. So if you have a diary page, you can stamp it on a diary page as well. I'm just putting it on a scrap paper and then I will do it. So it goes automatically lighter. Now I'm not going to re-ink it. I'm going to use the same ink again and again so that it goes lighter, lighter, more lighter. Okay. Now this area is a little tricky to do because there are borders and all, but I don't want perfect stamping anyways. I just wanted some interest here and there. Still, this one is a little dark as compared to others, but this is how you do it. Okay, and don't put a lot of pressure, just put pressure in some places to get such kind of organic looking area. I'll do the same thing here. I don't want to re-ink again because I want very light stamping. Okay. Especially I told you I'll fix this crack part, right? So I'm going to hide my mistake with some stamping. Okay. It is over. So I'll have to re-ink again. Again, do the same thing. Okay. Remove excess. Come back. Right. Yeah. So now I have kind of covered it. अभी आपको पता नहीं चलेगा कि इधर crack था. ठीक है? So always you can do some things like this to fix. And just because I did stamping here, I'll not forget to do stamping in the other areas to balance it out. So I did a little bit of stamping here, the little bit of stamping here. Ideally, if I had space, I would have done little bit of stamping here and here also because this looks empty. But unfortunately, because this has height, I'm not able to stamp here. Okay. If it would have been flat, I would have stamped here and here also. Okay. So now on the cracks, how do you avoid cracks in transfer, right? So how do you avoid cracks is first add only how much amount of water you need. Now that is normally a perfect idea, but in my case, I had to peel from the corners, right? There's not a lot of space to remove the transfer because here I have done edge to edge, right? So what I did was I added a lot of amount of water because I wanted it to slide, kind of slide or peel easily, right? Now while doing that, since here there was a little bit more water, it kind of added a crack. Now let's say it has started cracking. Now it was already wet, right? So if I would have let the water stay on top of my design. So let's say मैंने 5 मिनट तक इसके ऊपर जो रेसिडुअल पानी था जो मैंने ऐसे निकाला उसके बदले उसको उधर ही रख दिया होता एंड डायरेक्ट टिश्यू से उसको वाइप नहीं किया होता तो वो क्रैक्स बढ़ते जाते टिल यू वुड हैव गॉटन लाइक अ कंप्लीटली क्रैक्ड इफेक्ट जहां जहां पानी है बिकॉज दिस इज अ वाटर ट्रांसफर. सो व्हाट डज वाटर ट्रांसफर मीन इज जैसे जैसे आप पानी डालोगे वैसे वैसे वो बेस लेयर निकल जाएगा एंड सिंस दिस इज स्टिल वाटर रिएक्टिव so the glue is water reactive. So it will start breaking. The paper will start breaking. And since the print is on top of paper, the print will start breaking. Right? So you have to be extremely careful that you don't add a lot of water. A, let's say if you added a lot of water, as soon as you remove the layers, take a tissue and immediately start dabbing it. Okay? Don't put too much pressure वरना ये चिपक जाएगा. So it should be enough pressure but not a lot of pressure. And immediately pick, dab, pick, dab, pick, dab, pick. Do that to the entire area. That is how you'll avoid having a lot of cracks. And if you still have cracks, like how I had that one crack, you can always, do stamping, stenciling on top of it and hide your mistakes. Now, no one is going to know unless I show them. Or, of course, if you are really good, like how Anamika is, she would have created the exact shade of color and colored on top of it. Unfortunately, I'm not that good. So, I find my other ways to fix the issues. Yeah, hope that was helpful. The stencil that Parvati has used is called Alchemy. It's from Stamperia's Alchemy collection. And now the collection is sold out, unfortunately, Pranay. It's no longer available because I
It's an
also
old
wanted it.
collection.
Yeah. Stamperia Prima is all like if you want it, get it. Even Tim Holtz nowadays, or else it's gone. Yeah. Now I have
ये
a little bit
Stamperia
of.
का first batch आया था. I
हाँ,
had pre-booked it. This one,
yeah,
I
yeah,
think.
yeah.
Maybe, yeah. And I had got this from
हाँ,
that.
एक्चुअली 2-3 बार आया, उसके बाद फिर वो कलेक्शन ही गया. सो एवरी टाइम आई एम लाइक यार मैं ले लूँगी, अगली बार ले लूँगी. फिर वो कलेक्शन आना ही बंद हो गया. नाउ मैंने बोला कोई बात नहीं, इट इज़ गिविंग मोटिवेशन टू मेक माय ओन. आई ऑलवेज थिंक इट लाइक दैट. So I'll kind of, there is one black dot here because of the stamping here. So I'll fix that later on with some gesso. Okay. So now this is good to go. We'll add a layer of varnish and then we can add resin if you like resin, or you could add liquid glaze. Okay. So while this dries, we'll dry both of them actually, and then we'll add a coat of varnish. Now, in an ideal case where you have lot of time, right? Let's say you do like orders and stuff. So what you can do is transfer or do napkin on all of them together. Then let them naturally dry. Okay, I'm going to use heat tool, but ideally don't use heat tool. Let them naturally dry and then come back after an hour or two and add a coat of varnish. Now, since we are doing live and we don't have that liberty, I'm going to use dryer, and then I'm going to put a coat of varnish.
So what I'm doing is, because these are stickers, right? So
Hmm.
directly हम apply कर सकते हैं, but because I want some kind of layering, I am adding pieces of cardboard behind it so that there's a 3D effect. और उसके लिए just a smaller circle than this, so that it doesn't show from outside, and it's not, बहुत छोटा लगाओगे तो this will collapse. The edges will be on your palette and that
Hmm.
won't look good. So I'm just figuring out कि कितना क्या है, and just drawing a rough circle, and I'll cut it out and then paste it over and then start layering. ऐसे ही with all my elements I'll be doing the same thing. So that's one good way of using your stickers as your elements. And
Hmm.
I'll quickly heat dry this because this is still wet.
Thanks, Vandana. Now, this ink pad is super notorious when it comes to this ink pad, as in the Versafine. So, the only con of this ink is it takes a lot of time to dry. Okay. So, even though I have heated it so much, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my tissue. So, this is a plain tissue and just dab on top of it and see. So, do you see that ink is still coming through that black part, right? So this is still wet. I need to dry it further. So this is a time consuming part of the life. I'm sorry about it. Anyways, I'm going for a very light print. So what I'm doing is I'm removing all the excess ink because I don't, as I said, we are doing live, so we don't have a lot of time. So I'm just dabbing it and removing all the extra inks. Okay. Just done. I'll do the same thing here.
So if you see, just enough big, so it gives ample support, and not so big that it pops out and shows out. So yeah, that's
So now I'll add a coat of varnish.
it might seem a bit time consuming and extra effort, but it's worth it.
Agreed. Especially if you're going to keep it for a long time.
Yeah.
Varna, it will start disintegrating if you don't give proper base. So now I have added a coat of varnish. This will dry glossy. Our varnish is glossy. Once this is dried and I'll wait. Ideally, I will wait for a day or two before I add resin or glaze on top of it if you are doing orders, etc. But since we will be meeting in live on Tuesday, I will be completing the next part on Tuesday. But let's say if you are doing it at your home, you can always put the next layer of varnish after 4 hours or 6 hours and then let it dry overnight and then come back and put a coat of resin or a coat of glaze, which I'll be using. So I'm going to use glaze in my case, which will give you resin like finish. You could have always used resin also. We sell resin also. Personally, I prefer glaze, so I'll be using glaze. No, we are not displaying. We don't have a booth in paper exhibition, Rowena. We are not doing that.
ये कहाँ पे है? मुंबई में कुछ हो रहा है क्या?
Hmm. See, my this is not 100% dry stamping. So I have to be very careful. यहाँ का निकल गया. I think I'll wait for this to. I'll do varnish afterward. The transfer is yet not dry. This kind of went. Yeah, there's a paper exhibition in Mumbai and I think Frankfurt, two places. So Mumbai वाला अभी है 26, 27, 28.
Okay.
So I'll wait for the ink to dry. So I'll probably do this after 2-3 hours on this. This I will, as I showed you, I'm going to repeat the same process here and then I'm going to show you the glaze part or the resin part on Tuesday. I'm going to do glaze as I mentioned, but you could do resin also. ठीक है? ये हमारा रेडी है अभी सिर्फ रेजिन या ग्लेज अगर आपको वो कुछ भी नहीं करना है तो आप ऐसे भी ड्राई हो गया तो दे सकते हो दिस मेक्स इट वाटर रेजिस्टेंट इट इज नॉट वाटर प्रूफ ओके इवन रेजिन इज नॉट 100% वाटर प्रूफ बट इट इज वाटर रेजिस्टेंट ठीक है so now meanwhile I'll show you guys something else while Paro does दूसरा डायरी I haven't. It's coming really pretty powerful.
I'm just, taking out elements and trying to align them, seeing how things will go. But yeah, I'm also happy with how things have come out till now.
Great.
Let's
So
go.
yeah. So I think Rowena, the next sale would be somewhere around like Holi time. So I think in a couple of days our Holi sale will start. So now this is for people who wanted to know, like, can you do, like, this is a question, another one that I get is that do you need to have a diary? Where is that diary? Today I'm all scattered, as always. Okay. So this is our 6 by 8 diary that I've shown you a lot of like mixed media projects on. Yes. This is one page. So this is we using napkins. Then we had using transfers. So this was with transfers. Then we did our Valentine one. So this was collage style using sticker rolls. So this the background was created using sticker rolls, color stamping, and die cutting stickers. Lot of things. Very technique heavy live. Same thing I did here, but with this was transfer. So transfer in the background, then creating the whole scene, and then again, doing stenciling, stamping, stickers, everything. So, of course, what I wanted to say is that you can do this back to back without having any issues. You can see the next page is also completely fine. So, one of the reason why we take so much time in making diaries and all is because we know, okay, as an art journal, people who like to do art journal, a good paper always matters. But let's say you are a very beginner and you don't have a huge amount of money that you would like to invest in journaling, right? Not everybody would want to spend so much. Then what you can do is you can get such kind of old books. So this I got from like a second hand like a bookshop that the type bookshop tha was so this was very cheap. I got this entire book for like $100 and I knew कि अगर मैं ये नहीं लूंगी ना तो ये सीधा जाने वाला है क्योंकि the topic was aquarium like how to maintain aquariums which I don't know if anybody would want to read or not unless they are hardcore maintain like hardcore aquarium lovers. So I took this because it was in a really good condition and it had a hardcover. So I wanted a hardcover. Okay. Similarly, could you do this with an old novel? You could. I have another book which I'm not able to find, but I have done the same thing with an old novel also. Okay. Or you could get such kind of old hardcover books. Okay. And then you what you can do is glue lag gaya thoda while I was speaking. you can use this kind of books as your diary base. Now, the thing to remember is that the paper is not that great, which is something that you have to accept considering the pricing and all. But you can still do projects on top of it. Like this is a cover page, of course, it's a hardcover, so it was great. So this again, all these reels will come later on. But this is decoupage napkin on top of the cover. So this is kind of a diary cover I made. And then these are from our sentiment sheets. Nothing else. Not a lot of fancy things I've done because I like my books to close. Like I did not want to add a lot of bulk to it. Okay. So this is how the cover looks. On the side also, since it's an art journal, I wanted, since I have a big spine. Okay. I decided to add this again from our creativity sentiment. So I cut it and then I pasted it. Okay. Vandana says Parvati layout looks out of the world.
थैंक यू, थैंक यू। अभी बस मैंने कुछ लगाया नहीं है, आई एम जस्ट कीपिंग थिंग्स
No
ऐसे
worries.
ही, जस्ट ट्राइंग टू
ये
फिगर आउट
पार्वती
कि
का
कहाँ पर क्या है।
like her plus point है the thing that she's doing right now to bring everything together in a mixed media. That's she's really good at it. Yesterday, no, not yesterday, day before yesterday only, I was thinking about this talent of yours, Parvati, when I made this page actually. क्योंकि I was like, हाँ बन जाएगा. I'm not happy with this page by the way. But because this area looks empty, thoda this area looks empty. So this was kind of an exercise for myself where I learned how to do blending and all. But what so like even this place looks empty. So I was like पार्वती होती ना तो मस्त पूरा ऐसा ऐसा अच्छे से बना के दे देती. So sometimes you're like हाँ ठीक है she's really good at it and I'm probably moderated it right now. या मेरे को चमक नहीं रहा है. सो ये वाले में मुझे तुम्हारी याद आई थी और मैं सच्ची बोल रही हूँ, ऐसा नहीं कि तुम्हारे साथ लाइव कर रही हूँ तो बोल रही हूँ। 2 दिन पहले ही ये मैंने सोचा था जब मैंने ये पेज बनाया था।
थैंक यू यार,
तो
थैंक यू।
यू आर रियली
नहीं,
गुड एट
मेरा
दैट।
मेरे साथ भी होता है कि देयर हैज बीन मिसहैप्स विथ मी आल्सो,
हाँ,
बट या आई थिंक आई कैन डू इम्प्रॉम्प्टू
राइट।
in a pretty decent way.
या,
Yeah.
या, या। So this, no, I kind of wanted to stick to reds, hence all the colors. And then I was like, shit, yeah, in red only, I have only these things. Now I know you would have looked at journaling paper and did something and all that. बट मेरा इतना ही चला एंड आई वाज नॉट हैप्पी बट इसके बाद मैंने कवर बनाया फिर कवर बना फिर मेरे को थोड़ा खुशी मिला नहीं क्या थी यू हैव नॉट लॉस्ट योर मोजो मेरे को इतना मैं डिप्रेस हो गई थी ना वो पेज बना आई मीन इट्स नॉट बैड बट द थिंग इज कि वो मेरा खुशी वो नहीं आया वैसे सो
Yeah,
थैंक
yeah,
यू
that happens many a times. मतलब
हाँ है ना
वो मतलब अब वो सामने वाला जो देखता है ना, उसके
हाँ
हिसाब से इट वुड बी प्रिटी नाइस,
या
बट थिंग्स वुड नॉट बी एज पर आर, वो जो अपन चाह रहे थे वैसे नहीं बना,
राइट
तो इट इज काइंड ऑफ डिसअपॉइंटिंग देन
हाँ
आल्सो।
मेरा तो बहुत हो जाता है कभी-कभी मतलब गौरव भी बोलते हैं ख्याति इतना तो अच्छा बना है। आई एम लाइक नहीं यार मतलब मेरा मेरा लेवल बेटर है। आई नो आई कैन डू बेटर। Well, not to be cocky about it, but I have spent so many years to perfect the craft, right? Then I mean I cannot say कि I'll be okay with making a basic page. वैसा। तो वैसा हुआ। So, but what I'm trying to say is like this is a very thin novel paper. Okay? It's not a very sturdy paper. Plus, it was like I actually got this book for 60 rupees. Okay, so it was a very not a big investment, right? So,
इट
अगर
वाज
आप
स्टील
ऐसे
डील एक्चुअली।
हाँ,
60
प्लस ये
रुपीज
हार्ड
में क्या
कवर
जा
था।
रहा है।
हाँ, और ये हार्ड कवर है
हम्म।
पता है और मुझे पता है कि मैं नहीं लूँगी ना तो ये कचरा अगला वो बस्ती वाले के पास जाएगा, वहाँ से लैंडफिल में जाएगा। ठीक है, क्योंकि
हम्म।
ये लास्ट लेवल था मतलब इट्स अ वेरी स्मॉल काइंड ऑफ अ सेकंड हैंड शॉप इट इज नॉट अ बिग फैंसी सेकंड हैंड शॉप ऐसा
हम्म।
So, but what I do is I look at the quality, like the spine was proper, bugs वर्ग्स नहीं थे अंदर. फिर भी मैंने आके सब सैनिटाइजर वैनिटाइजर मारा, so you can see all the sanitization spots में blue blue हो गया. But I mean, I really like this blue thing that happened, so I'm going to incorporate. And it has a lot of these kind of designs, which I'll have to put a lot of gesso on top of it if I don't want to incorporate them. But what I'm trying to say is that you could probably, even if you don't use the entire book, even if you use like 30, 40 pages, you still have like what is 60 rupees, right? But द ओनली थिंग इज पेपर का क्वालिटी इज ऑफ कोर्स नॉट ग्रेट, तो अगर मैं यहाँ पे कुछ करती हूँ तो वो यहाँ आएगा, सो आपको हर पेज पे जेसो करना पड़ेगा. बट द अदर एडवांटेज ऑफ दिस इज दैट इफ यू डू लाइट कोट ऑफ जेसो विच आई विल बी शोइंग यू, आई प्लान टू डू वन पेज ऑफ दिस बुक इन माई नेक्स्ट लाइव विथ स्नेहा. So you can see this all written text, right? You'll probably be able to see it better on this one. So यहाँ पे दिख रहा है, यहाँ पे ज्यादा दिख रहा है, यहाँ पे कम दिख रहा है, राइट? तो ये इफेक्ट आपको इनहेरेंटली मिलेगा क्योंकि ये बुक में पूरा लिखा हुआ है. तो आप अगर जैसो कम ज्यादा मारोगे उस हिसाब से आपको ये ऑलरेडी, तो आपको स्टैंपिंग वगैरह करने की जरूरत नहीं है. यू कैन डायरेक्टली स्टार्ट विथ स्टिकर्स, स्टेंसिल्स, कलर्स एंड ऑल दोस. So if you are limited, like a lot of people have budget, where they don't have want to spend a lot, then I would suggest spend on stickers because that's the thing where you will have to spend, right? वरना आप बनाओगे कैसे? And you can, like, start with such kind of books that you get from a second hand bookstore. And gesso is again something that you will need. So gesso, I feel अगर आप कोई और आर्ट फॉर्म कर रहे रहोगे तो आपके पास होगा ही. Stencil again you can live without अगर आपके पास नहीं हो तो. I like to add textures and also I like to add stencils. But अगर आपके पास colors, gesso और stickers हो तो आप चालू कर सकते हो. You don't even need stamping. Just use an old book like this and make most of it. If you want to start, this is especially for people who want to start, but let's say have budget constraint and don't want to invest so much, because at the end of the day, journaling is very much for yourself rather than for making money, right? Thank you, Pradnya. Yes, it's a new journal book that I'm kind of making to show you guys कि आप ऐसा basic novel वगैरह भी use कर सकते हो. So this is our napkin. This is Flower Girls 4 or 5. Recent launch of napkin. जिसको मैंने यहाँ पे यूज किया. इसका सेकेंड पार्ट वो दूसरी लड़की है जो मैंने पार्वती के साथ लास्ट लाइव किया था उसमें यूज किया था. तो उसका ये और एक पार्ट है, लाइक 2 A5s आर देयर इन 1 A4 शीट. And I really like to add, girls in the, like, as a portrait mode girls in my all journals if possible, because I really feel it kind of emotes what I feel with my journaling. And then these are all creativity sentiment sheets के cutouts. Sentiments कुछ 1 से है, कुछ 2 से है. ये white color के थे, but मैंने इनको फिर थोड़ा brownish कर दिया to kind of go with the whole theme. So this says creativity takes courage. Let your art out, which is exactly what I want to do with journaling. Let my art out. And then art is coming face to face with yourself. Since this was a face and this is a journal, right? So art is coming face to face with yourself. That's what I tried to, like, make it out of the journal. And then there is no healthier drug than creativity, which is so true, right? So that is what I put on the spine. एंड देन व्हाट आई डिड वाज, इनिशियली फर्स्ट पेज थोड़ा ब्लैंक है तो मुझे दिमाग में नहीं था कि मैं क्या करूं. दिस वाज द फर्स्ट पेज व्हिच आई मेड. थॉरली डिसअपॉइंटेड विद दिस वन, आई विल बी ऑनेस्ट. सो इसमें मैंने लड़कियां यूज की है. दिस इज फ्रॉम आवर इंडियन गर्ल्स. उसके साथ के जो रेड स्टिकर्स, दिस इज अ नैपकिन जिसके मैंने थोड़ा थोड़ा पूरा इफेक्ट बना. सो यहाँ तक सब सही था, ब्लेंडिंग वगैरह. फिर स्टिकर की प्लेसमेंट में मेरा थोड़ा पता नहीं बिगड़ गया, मतलब आई ऑल्सो डोंट नो व्हाट वेंट रॉन्ग विथ मी देयर. But this is kind of a red page that I made. So again, with this diary, I'm making like 2 pages together. Vaisa. So that's the idea with this diary. Then this is where I just made this today actually. I was so, well, I wanted to make today. So actually live के पहले भी मैं 2 घंटा journaling करके आई हूँ आज. So I shot some videos. So this is where I kind of gave myself a task that I want to play with a lot of colors which are contradictory in nature. So this is yellow, blue, orange, green. सब ऐसा mix करके पूरा color बना है. So it's a combination of I think 5-6 of our sticker packs. And then background में I have put gesso, then watercolors, then stenciling, then some more watercolors, and then all this. Again, the reel will come. I have shot it, I'm yet to edit it and all that. But this is how it looks. So it's going to be like a 2 page thing, all the pages. And then this is again you can see pretty thin page. So यहाँ का थोड़ा इधर आता है, इधर का थोड़ा इधर आता है. ये तो after gesso है. So if I don't do gesso तो पूरा paper ही खराब हो जाएगा. So in such kind of things, make sure you do gesso before doing anything, guys, because the paper is very thin. Okay. So this is the our cozy home and my life collection. So this is what I have used, and this girl is from our earlier collection, Fashion Girls or something like that. So it is from our earlier collection, and then again watercolor, stenciling, stickers to create this scene. एंड दिस एंटायर स्टैम्पिंग सो मैंने कुछ भी स्टैम्पिंग नहीं किया ये सब मैंने थोड़ा थोड़ा रखा है टू गेट दैट इफेक्ट सो आई रियली लाइक दिस इफेक्ट ऑल्सो दैट यू गेट इन अ novel page so you could do something like that also if you don't want to invest in a journal personally I would like to play with both क्योंकि मुझे अगर मटेरियल पे प्रैक्टिस करना है जो कि मैं आप लोगों को भी बोलूंगी कि लाइक if you want to practice and see what works best, what works not, लेयर पे लेयर बनाना है, तो आप ऐसा यूज करो. और अगर आपको टाइम पास के लिए ही करना है कि आई वांट टू एक्सपेरिमेंट, हैव फन, प्ले विद स्टिकर्स, तो आप ऐसे पेपर्स यूज करें. So you don't use a lot of this,
Captain,
you use this book.
sorry to cut you.
Yeah, yeah.
I am doing heat embossing. So, if people have no idea what it is, you need an
Hmm.
embossing ink pad.
Okay.
Again, I prefer Versamark. This is the
Yeah.
best. And then you need your surface wherever you are doing your heat embossing. तो
Hmm.
उस surface को मैंने already I've added the embossing ink.
Hmm.
You need the embossing powder. I'm using Lindy's,
Hmm.
and this is Chrome doesn't pay, the one that I'm
हाँ, इनके
using.
नाम बड़े
So
ही तड़कीले भड़कीले
yes,
होते
they have
हैं.
unique names.
Yeah, unique.
So I'm using this one. I just wanted to cut you because
No
काफी
worries,
times
no
I have
worries.
not done embossing, and we have some new people also here. So
Yeah.
if they are wondering, I think
Hmm.
it's best we call it out. So yeah, you just add the powder like this, tap off the excess, and then you keep your powder elsewhere safely
हाँ,
because it
that is gold.
gets messed up. Yeah,
It's expensive.
and using a heat gun, you heat emboss it. I'm using chrome or silver shade here because most of our stuff has gold. So I wanted to add one new color to it. That's the reason why I'm introducing this. So if you see, now it is completely like a silver edition.
Hmm.
Can you see? It is
Yeah, yeah.
completely
हाँ, हाँ, अभी
heat
दिख
embossed and must
चमकीला हो गया.
chrome effect आया है.
Hmm.
Yeah. Similarly to this also, I'll be doing the same thing.
Hmm.
Uh, you may carry on. Sorry to cut you. Yeah.
No, no, no worries. So there is a question for you. Once you have time, could you show the stencil that you used and with what paste? Hello.
Yeah, I use the gold texture paste. This is
Okay.
again from CrafTangles. And the stencil I used is Stamperia one. If you want the details, it is here.
It doesn't
I
help.
think.
मतलब वो out of stock है अभी वो खत्म हो गया मतलब मैन्युफैक्चर ने बंद कर दिया unfortunately वो stencil
हाँ, right. ये
alchemy करके.
alchemist वाला कुछ है. If people are, de-starting or something, हाँ,
Yeah.
वैसे आप ले सकते हो.
हाँ, I
But I
doubt
don't think
वैसे वो
anyone
बहुत
will.
अच्छी डिजाइन है कोई नहीं करेगा.
हाँ, right. Yeah, please go ahead,
Yeah.
Khyati.
So this, yeah. So thank you, Kavita. Yes, a good idea, to use an old book also, and then over the period of time, you can completely cover it, and it will give you, of course, more pages than your typical journal. So that way is more cost effective, even if you don't use all the page. So you can, let's say, if your pages are very thin, और अगर आपको ये प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है कि कलर पीछे आ रहे हैं एंड ऑल दैट, तो आप क्या कर सकते हो, एक पेज छोड़ दो, फिर एक पेज पकड़ो, फिर एक पेज छोड़ दो, वैसे भी कर सकते हो, especially for people who are beginners. ऑल्सो वन मोर थिंग इज कि इस पे जैसा वाटर कलर रिएक्ट होता है उसको बेंचमार्क लेके मत चलना गाइस, क्योंकि ये एज आई सेड द पेपर इज नॉट दैट ग्रेट, राइट? तो अगर बहुत लोगों का क्या होता है कि दे स्टार्ट वाटर कलर्स यूजिंग वाटर कलर्स एंड मीडियम्स, एंड व्हाट हैपेंस इज कि वो लोग ने गंदे पेपर पे पहले ट्राई किया इंक ब्लेंडिंग वगैरह पे, फिर वो लोग बोलते हैं अरे यार ये मतलब मेरे को टेक्निक नहीं आती है, इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट, इट इज नॉट. Ideally, in such cases, you are not using the right paper. That's the most common issue that beginners face. So please don't use it as a benchmark on how your mediums work. So if you want to experiment with your mediums, okay, this is why I'm saying it again and again. Use a good quality diary which will work with different mediums, okay? The paper which works with a lot of different mediums. But if you just want to play around with stickers, have some fun and colors, you can always, use such kind of an old book. So that's the idea. No worries, Deepika. Glad you could join us. Thank you so much. So yeah, this is what I'll be using in my next live. It is a old book that I have kind of bought from my second-hand bookstore, and I plan to do more. But these are all going to be sticker wala or die cut wala, not a lot of mediums. Lot of mediums, as I said, I'll be doing in my own journal. But I'm going to show you both. So जिसको जो budget होगा उस हिसाब से आप कर सकते हो वैसा. ठीक है. But stickers के there is no alternative to stickers, or there is no alternative to die cuts unless you are ready to cut everything. तो दैट यू कैन ऑलवेज डू. वी डू सेल एलिमेंट पैक्स जिसको आप खुद कट करके सब कर सकते हो. बट बेस्ड ऑन माय एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ सीइंग हाउ इंडियन ऑडियंस वर्क, वी डोंट enjoy cutting as much as international people. So we don't consider it therapy. We consider it a time waste. I also personally feel that. So इसीलिए वो उससे अच्छा I would suggest use stickers or die cuts. You will save a lot of time and make practice more. And yes, I'm just checking if this has dried. ये है थोड़ा. Yes, yes, Deepika, I will. I know you had asked for baby ones also. Uh, करती हूँ मैं. I'm not a more envelope person, so personally मेरा हाथ उधर जाता नहीं है, but I'll definitely do something. I will plan something for you guys and tell you. Now, still the stamping and all is not 100% dry, so I think I'll have to wait before I do varnishing here.
Guys, I'm going in with some waxes which I have not touched for ages, and this is one of my favorite mediums uh, that I love working with, especially
Hmm.
mixed media wale projects mein. I just love working with waxes. I am adding some vintage gold and some aged brass.
Hmm. No, Kavita, we don't sell
And that's
embossing powders under our brand, but we do sell Lindy's. But I think stocked out होगा, तो हम लोग प्री ऑर्डर भी लेते हैं Lindy's का. और हाँ, स्टेंसिल क्राफ्ट एंगल्स का नहीं था एक्चुअली. कविता इज सेइंग आई थॉट मे बी वो स्टेंसिल इसका होगा.
नहीं नहीं, क्राफ्ट एंगल्स का नहीं है.
हाँ वही.
The stencil I use today is from Stamperia.
See, this is why I say don't do it. I am disheartened इतनी मेहनत की मैंने. Can you guys see the cracks? ये मैंने गरम गरम ट्रे पे सीधा वार्निश मार दिया था, तो ये देखो ऐसे क्रैक्स पड़ गए. ये होता है अगर आपका सरफेस बहुत हीटेड अप होता है. अब मेरे को और एक कोट मारना पड़ेगा टू लेवल आउट ऑल दोस क्रैक्स. होपफुली दैट विल सॉल्व द इश्यू. बट दिस हैपेंस, इसीलिए आई डोंट डू लाइक एक के बाद एक के बाद एक. आई नीड टू नेचुरली ड्राई इट बिफोर आई पुट वार्निश ऑन टॉप ऑफ इट. हियर आई वेटेड, सो आई हैड ओनली पुट वार्निश हियर. यहाँ पे जाते जाते आई हैड टोल्ड यू राइट कि वो इंक खिलने लग गया था, तो यू कैन सी देयर इज नो क्रैक्स हियर. कि आई काइंड ऑफ वेटेड, स्टिल इट स्प्रेड, राइट. सो ये इश्यूज वार्निश में आएंगे, तो गिव इट लाइक 4 to 6 hours बिफोर यू डू दैट. मैं लाइव में कभी कभी जस्ट टू कंप्लीट आई डू इट, बट फिर ऐसा इश्यूज हो जाता है. अभी मेरे को ठीक करना
लाइव में
पड़ेगा.
ये एक प्रॉब्लम होता है, मेनी अ टाइम्स द एक्चुअल जो रियल टेक्निक है वो हम
हाँ,
कर नहीं पाते, एंड देन यू एंड अप विथ
राइट.
दिस एंड इट्स क्वाइट हार्ट ब्रेकिंग मेनी अ
या
टाइम्स.
और मैंने इतना अच्छा बनाया है ये वाला, मुझे इतना दुख हो रहा है. अभी मैं एक कोट डालूंगी तो ठीक हो जाना चाहिए
आई कैन
99%, बट स्टिल ऐसा. तो अभी मुझे, लेकिन मैं दूसरा कोट भी नहीं मार
आई कैन
सकती
फील
क्योंकि
इट फ्रॉम योर.
और मैं ना ये दूसरा कोट भी अभी नहीं मार सकती, जस्ट टू शो यू गाइस, क्योंकि वार्निश को ट्राई होने को टू द कोर, like to the bottom layer, it will take 2 to 4 hours. So even if I want to fix this cracks with another layer, I'll have to wait at least 4 hours. So probably anyways आज अभी 4 hours के बाद तो मैं घर चली गई रहूंगी. So I'll come back and do this on Monday. But just to tell you guys कि ये होता है, like ये देखो मेरे साथ भी हुआ, राइट. ये अनामिका के साथ भी लाइव में हुआ है, अगर आपको पता हो तो. वार्निश को एक तो बहुत गरम गरम पे डालना नहीं चाहिए. डू यू सी द स्क्रैप्स? या फिर उसको ऐसे ऐसे ड्राई नहीं करने का. दोनों आर अ स्ट्रिक्ट नो नो. इट नीड्स टू नेचुरली ड्राई. So Deepika, these are trays which I casted from our art cast. I created these trays in my last live and I decorated them today. And then in my next live, I'll be pouring resin or glaze on top of them. सो मंडे को मैं वार्निश कर दूंगी ताकि ट्यूसडे को फिर आई कैन शो यू इन माय लाइव. बाय द वे आवर नेक्स्ट लाइव इज ऑन ट्यूसडे 4 PM विद स्नेहा. उसमें मैं इस पे आई एम गोइंग टू पोर ग्लेज बिकॉज अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल हैड क्वेश्चन ऑन ग्लेज, हाउ टू यूज इट एटसेट्रा. सो आई थॉट एक लाइव में मैं आपको दिखा दूंगी. And apart from that, the book that I showed you, I'll be doing some pages on that book. क्योंकि इसको तो 10 मिनट का काम है. But yeah, the day I got this book, I was so excited. मेरे पास इतना ऑफिस में काम था. लाइक यार मैं एक पेज बनाऊं, एक पेज बनाऊं. So ऐसा एक नई आर्ट जर्नल आके इतनी खुशी मिलती है ना, खरीद के. आई वाज सो हैप्पी. मैं ऐसे नाचते नाचते ऑफिस आई. मैंने गौरव को बोला, यार गौरव आज का मेरा दिन वसूल हो गया. आई गॉट अ सो नाइस हार्ड बाउंड बुक दैट आई वांटेड. तो ऐसा गौरव भी बोलते हैं पूरी पागल है.
नहीं, वो हैप्पीनेस इज नॉट समथिंग
हाँ,
कंपेरेबल टू एनीथिंग. और ऐसे बाहर से देखा जाए तो इट मे साउंड मेंटल, बट
या
वो
बट इफ यू नो यू नो.
या एग्जैक्टली.
तो मेरे को ऐसा बहुत होता है. आई गेट सो एक्साइटेड व्हेन वी डू न्यू लॉन्च या नया कोई मुझे जो डिजाइन पसंद था, लाइक दी स्टिकर्स दैट आई शोड राइट. आई वाज सो एक्साइटेड द डे वी लॉन्च, मतलब द डे वी गॉट सैंपल्स एंड ऑल. यार क्या डिजाइन है. और इतनी खुश हो गई. मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा था पूरा दिन ऐसा वसूल हो गया ना ऐसा. और अपने आप ही खुशी में ही रहती हूँ मैं. ये सब कभी कभी मुझे ऐसा लगता है. तो यस
Sorry, I'm
आई
taking a
आई
bit
वाज.
more time
हाँ,
than usual, but
नो
we
वरी, नो
are
वरीज. मैं एक्चुअली मैं
हो
स्टिकर्स लेके
जाए.
नहीं बैठी, वरना मैं भी एक और एक पेज बना लेती. लेकिन मेरे को 2 पेज बनाने पड़ते हैं. तो जो मैं चालू करूँगी फिर वो साइक्लिक हो जाएगा. इसके लिए मैं नहीं कर रही हूँ. बट आई एम आंसरिंग ऑल द क्वेश्चंस मीनवाइल जो लोगों को है. तो आई थिंक दैट विल बी ग्रेट. So yeah, I was also thinking, Pradnya, should I do one with raisin also? But वो raisin and यार बहुत चिप चिप होता है. तो I was first thinking one with raisin and one with glaze. Uh, Now let me see कि मैं एक raisin करूँ या नहीं. I mean, I was toying with the idea, but I'll not do it then on Tuesday. I'll probably do it next week. वो इसमें मैं ग्लेज करके बता दूंगी आप लोगों को ट्यूसडे को. इसको फिर मैं वैसे भी आई हैव टू डू बिकॉज ऑफ द क्रैक. आई हैव टू डू 2-3 coats of transfer. Sorry, varnish. So this I'll probably do in the later lives with raisin then. And they are washable with soap. So बहुत लोग इसको washable बोलते हैं. Personally, if you ask me honestly, neither is raisin washable. Washable in the sense आप धोओगे ना उस पे scratches आएंगे. ठीक है? तो you would not want to do that. Neither is varnish washable क्योंकि varnish is water resistant, not water proof. Okay, there is a difference between being waterproof and water resistant. Glaze also same thing. It is water resistant, not waterproof. As in आप उस पे पानी डालोगे तो वो पानी नीचे सीप नहीं होगा. बट अगर आप उसको रगड़ोगे तो उस पे स्क्रैचेस आएंगे. सो द बेस्ट वे इज, पहली बात तो इसके खाना मत टच करवाना गाइस प्लीज. आई नो देर आर सो मेनी पीपल हु आर डूइंग दैट. प्लीज डोंट डू दैट. इट्स नॉट गुड फॉर योर हेल्थ. So you what you can do is if you want to clean it, take a wet rag or a wet tissue and then wipe it. Okay, this is not waterproof. This is water resistant. अगर आप लोग को करना है तो हो भी जाएगा, but I would not suggest it.
And it is not food grade. Anything.
हाँ, nothing is
वो-
food grade.
yeah. No
जो
matter
बोल रहा है
who says what,
हाँ,
it is
जो
just
बोलता
fraud.
है ना उसको बोलो आप खाओगे उस पे से, आप खाओ पहले फिर मैं खाऊं. वो खाता है तो फिर आप खा लो.
फिर भी मत खाओ.
हाँ मतलब आई डोंट नो. आई हैव हैड सो मेनी पीपल. अरे नहीं मतलब एग्जीबिशन में भी आई नो आई हैव टोल्ड दिस टू. आई थिंक इट वाज इट अ लाइव विद यू और अनामिका. आई डोंट रिमेम्बर बट आई हैव हैड
नहीं,
दिस
अपन
डिस्कशन.
बैठ के बात किए इसके
हाँ
ऊपर.
मतलब लोग इतना मतलब लोगों को इतना सेंस मतलब नॉलेज रखो ना यार. तुम खाने के साथ यू कैन नॉट प्ले अराउंड विद पीपल्स फूड. So don't eat your food, guys. Don't touch your food to all these things. These are meant to be decorative. If you want to, let's say, use it as a serving tray, put a butter paper or a food wrapping paper और उसके ऊपर खाना रखो. This I tell in all my classes of Artcast also. So I'll be very honest. मैं यहाँ पे भी यही बोलूंगी. मैं ऐसा नहीं बोलूंगी कि आप कर सकते.
So, now all my elements are ready. Now all I need to do is add them onto this
Start
palette.
placing them. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
just
branch
placement.
looks nice. So
Thank you.
yes, Kavita, I did some stamping with our script stamp on both of them. इसमें इधर किया है, बाकी इधर थोड़ा था जो रब हो गया वार्निश से, और इसमें किया. By the way, I think Paro is using most of the molds are from Prima, the ones that she is using.
Yeah, most of them are Prima molds only.
Yeah. So we may have some of them which are no longer available. We don't keep. I mean, of course, because the brand doesn't keep. But yeah, we also do sell Prima molds on our website. If you are interested, you can check out. We have a huge collection of Stampede and Prima molds.
ये मोल्ड मेरे पास नहीं है. आई थिंक यू और स्नेहा,
स्नेहा
जब
स्नेहा
अपन
मेरे
मुंबई
पास
में
भी नहीं.
मिले थे ना. हाँ,
हाँ
तो
तभी हमने
उस
बोल्ड बोल्ड व्यवहार किए थे मतलब रेजिन
हाँ,
पीसेस.
एग्जैक्टली.
She gave
ये
me the
वो
window
है.
one. So sweet of her. I actually want to make something with that. तुम्हें
आई
ब्रांच
ऑल्सो
वाला
हैव
दिया
दैट.
था, मुझे वो विंडो वाला. मैंने विंडो वाला मांगा था. वो जो विंडो वाला
मेरे
है ना.
पास दोनों है. मैं तो
हाँ.
मांगती थी, तो आई हैड आस्क्ड फॉर बोथ.
I actually have stopped using a lot of molds honestly क्योंकि है ना मेरे को है ना जगह की किल्लत हो गई है. मतलब I have so many projects, I don't have space to keep them. तो तो मेरा वो प्रॉब्लम है। इसके लिए आई हैव स्टार्टेड यूजिंग जर्नल्स प्राइमरीली, क्योंकि वो एटलीस्ट बंद होके ना सारे प्रोजेक्ट एक बुक के अंदर चले जाते हैं।
थोड़ा सा टेढ़ा मेढ़ा है, so I'll have to apply some additional pressure, keep it here for a minute or so, so that this sticks in properly. And now we'll start layering these. How do I want?
थोड़ा पैलेट ऊपर कर लोगे तो बेटर दिखेगा।
Oh, sorry.
हाँ,
Is it
हाँ,
visible now?
हाँ, अभी बराबर। थोड़ा राइट में मूव करो।
ठीक है?
हाँ, ठीक है। बढ़िया है, लुक्स वेरी नाइस। What I can do is I craft in my next pages.
Yeah, I think.
Can Parvati zoom out a bit? Can't see. अभी I think you'll be able to see the data. Zoom out नहीं होता है unfortunately इसमें.
Zoom out नहीं कर पाऊंगी. I'm sorry.
Yeah. इसमें
There is
नहीं
no
होता है.
option.
चलो when पार्वती makes मुझे भी मजा कुछ मन हो गया करने का, तो मैंने भी अपने स्टिकर मंगवा लिए. I'll do a very quick page. So जिंदगी में आपके पास 10 मिनट हो तो आप क्या करोगे वैसा पकड़ के चलो.
I want some more height for this girl. So I'm adding एक दो और additional layer of cardboard behind her.
अच्छा.
क्योंकि उसको मैं एक wing भी दे रही हूँ, तो it is not going underneath properly, which won't look good. I so badly wanted to do a 3D mix media, and I'm happy I went with my crazy thoughts.
अच्छा क्या हो गया?
कि इतने टाइम बाद मेरे को एक 3D प्रोजेक्ट बनाने को मिला।
नो वरीज प्रज्ञा, सी यू लेटर।
It's quite big, so I'll cut it and use it in parts. Yeah.
डूइंग सम इंकिंग, और मेरा ब्राउन ब्रश है ऑलरेडी पुराना वाला जो मेरे टेबल पे है, मैं वही यूज करी, मैं कुछ लेने नहीं जा रही हूँ। So I'm kind of limited on the number of items also that I'm using. So I have removed some distress ink and old brush which already had some brown, hence the brown discoloration. It's me, the art of Parvati is just so magical and today is literally too. कविता ने कहा।
Thank you, Kavita. Thank you for your patience also that you are still
I
here.
know.
I mean, it's a
It's a time consuming task, or
yeah,
people show patience. That's always a great thing.
काफी लंबा लाइव हो गया।
कोई नहीं। I'm just adding some brown distressing to make the page look vintage, to make the stickers look vintage, ताकि वो blend in हो जाए. Another hack. The white flowers were from this collection,
या
winter
सेम
flowers.
कलेक्शन।
अच्छा तुम भी यूज कर रहे हो?
नहीं 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 नहीं। अच्छा, आई थॉट मेरे वाइट फ्लावर्स के लिए पूछ रहे हो तो
अच्छा।
नहीं, आई यूज्ड फ्रॉम द सेम दिस थिंग।
हाँ तुम्हारा सब फैंटेसी का ही है ना?
हाँ,
हाँ,
पूरा उसी का ही है।
celestial, not fantasy. Celestial.
Right.
Rest everything is from this collection. This is called Springle 8.
No, I not that it. I want the curl to be a bit upper.
और थोड़ा dimension.
नहीं, ये मिरर के थोड़ा सा अंदर की तरफ चाहिए मुझे. Yeah, I want something like this. Now it looks like her.
हाँ अच्छा लगा. But I think it's good for people to know also कि कितना मतलब टाइम कंज्यूमिंग है. बहुत बार है ना लोगों को मिक्स मीडिया का समझ ही नहीं आता, बहुत एफर्ट लगता है. तो वो आई थिंक विद द लाइव्स आल्सो दे नो, क्योंकि वो एडिटेड में क्या होता है 5 मिनट 10 मिनट का हम वीडियो पूरा बना देंगे, मैक्सिमम 20 मिनट.
True, true. Yeah, I think.
हेलो, हेलो, हेलो. आई एम नॉट एबल टू हियर यू पारुल. नेटवर्क इशू. हेलो, नॉट ऑडिबल. थैंक यू सो मच कविता. एम आई ऑडिबल गाइस? I think voice broke, but you can hopefully see if you have any queries, let me know. I can see what Parva is making. She's done, by the way. That is what she's saying. I will just close my screen so you can watch her complete project. So you can see all the details. that she has created. She has added so many layers on the cat and the girls. You can see how elevated they are. Cool. All the detailing. From the chalk paint to the stenciling to the waxing. Kavita, great minds think alike. Thank you. I also was thinking to use the car only. I think her voice is gone, so I'll just give her a thumbs up. Great, 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 great. So yes, this was the page that I have almost completed. These two side again, no stenciling, nothing. So you can see just some gesso, some colors, and only stickers, right? I would have completed this side, but I'll do it in like few minutes later on. Already the live is more than 2 hours, so I don't want to increase the live. But yeah, this is what I made. I made, of course, where are the plates? Okay. So I made these plates that we had created from art class the last time. I kind of did decoupage on one and transfer on another. And then I did stamping and then varnishing. What are the do's and don'ts of not varnishing, etc. That is all what we spoke about. So Vandana says beautiful and galactical work, Paro, keep up. So yes, that is what we made. Awesome, Parvati, Kavita says. And on how to varnish, I mean, how to coat it, etc. We'll be talking in about next live. And next live also, I'll be doing some more pages in this journal. So, and our next live is going to be on Tuesday at 4 p.m. So that will be with Sneha. So in case you guys are interested, do check out. And thank you, Parvati, for such a lovely live today. I'll end the live in this mode only, क्योंकि communication error hai. But thank you guys for staying here for more than 2 hours now. And I really appreciate, as always, all the love and support you guys give us. I will be seeing you back on Tuesday. Till then, guys, please take care. Bye bye.